Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Kyle, and this is RLC Mowing. Today's video is a different one. I just kind of want to talk more about motivation. Motivation to get out there and hustle. Motivation to get up every day, do something and build something for yourself. Or if you're trying to use lawn care as a side hustle to push it into a full-time thing, I kind of just want to talk about the motivation behind it. I have a 5 to 9 job. I work, my 40 hours a week. I do a labor job. It's pretty tough sometimes. And then on my days off, I do lawn care. I do, everything that you can think of that's to my ability. And sometimes when I get up in the morning, I'm just like, God damn, this is tough, And the only thing that really gets me going, is honestly is my family. My family, I want to make sure that I can help and provide with my family. My partner has an amazing job. Don't get me wrong. She has one of the best jobs someone ever could have. She teaches, and it leads us to having a better life because she's a university teacher. And me, I work at something that pays the bills. It's not something I'm passionate about. It's I really love to cut lawns. And I've been cutting lawns since I was a kid. I worked for a bunch of different landscape companies, and it just never really clicked with them because they were all about doing it on time, with timing and all that jazz. And that's a huge part of this and becoming efficient. But I would see people cut corners on things, and I'd be like, oh, whatever, and still charge an astronomical amount to customers. And I've seen the unfair, the people being taken advantage of at landscaping and lawn maintenance companies that I've worked for. And I personally don't like doing that. And so after working for all of these companies, I realized I want to do this for myself, and I don't want to rip off people, and I want to make sure that my work is also really well done. So I started my own little thing. That's where I am. And my side hustle, I just moved. My side hustle was great and going pretty sweet. I was on the brink of making last year $98,000 after all expenses, which I would say that is no longer a side hustle. But I found something that me and my fiance did where she needed to go closer to her workplace. And at the moment, she was definitely making a better paycheck than me. So we decided to move, and we decided to move pretty far away, almost 200 and something odd kilometers away, where it would not be feasible for me to kind of drive on a daily basis, pulling a trailer and doing all these lawns when I would leave. I'm not somebody that wants to be, working my ass off from 7 in the morning till 11:30 at night. I don't find that way of doing a business even attractive. I have to have some personal boundaries for that. And my motivation was not that. My motivation is still just to provide for my family, provide for me, provide for things that we want to do. And I don't know, it ended up being more of a hobby hustle, and it's still kind of a hobby hustle, because I moved. I have the brink and I have the know-how to make it a full-time, but I, since moving, have started again since square one. And that kind of, when you already have the ball rolling and you're by yourself, and then you have all this other like stuff that you're worrying about, and you know, you're building a family kind of deal, like there's a lot of things that play into the factor there. And so I kind of put the lawn care on the back burner, as well as like, you know, doing other things, because we bought a house, and like we got in a car accident, needed to get a new car. Like a lot of life things just happened, and so making extra money was there and was able to, but I had to market. And I went from a place where I was the biggest fish in a small pond to I was back to being a super minnow in an ocean. Where I went from a little small town, little county that has 2,500, like 25,000, I think, actually, it's on the notice, 25,000 population, to I'm now at like more than 500,000 population city. So it's definitely a different avenue, but like that doesn't make any excuses up for me. I have just been lacking, I feel like, with, you know, doing my guerrilla marketing. I did it so well before that I'm just like, I work full time. I'm at home when I can be to help with my house, but like other than that, it's now I have to go and do the work again, when in my mind I'm like, I should be already just getting clients, but I'm in a completely new area. Oh, I don't need to turn. But I'm in a completely new area where I'm like, oh, no one knows me, no one knows my reputation yet. And it took me a little bit to like relearn that for some reason. I think it might have just because of all the life things that happened. See, my motivation shifted, and I wasn't motivated on the business and building my business at the time. I was more motivated with making sure that our move, it trickled. My motivation shifted from us moving to us getting our stuff in order, because the move was wild and we had a little bit of renovation, and you know, things just there was a layoff, and then a new job, and then everything, and figuring out doing some schooling, and it just seems like it was always, there was an excuse to not be motivated because I had to do something else. I couldn't pinpoint my motivation. I couldn't figure out what I should be motivated to do first. And my business took a little bit of a back burner, which is okay, because like I still have my 9 to 5. But like that extra money that I had coming in, I also had extra bills coming in, so money was starting to get tight, and it wasn't fun. It was a little stressful on me, and then I just was like, you know what? I said, you know, I'm over this. I don't want to do that again. So I started doing my flyers. I started doing my door hangers. I started biting the bullet and going on like, you know, hour-and-a-half long walks in little suburbs that I have no right to be walking, per se. And I talked, and I sold myself. I didn't sell my products, what I'm doing. I do the basic stuff. I only do like a mow, a trim, and a blow, and I edge. I do some hedge trimming, I do some pruning only up to a certain feet because I don't have an arborist license. And I do mulching and yard cleanups. And that's basically every service that I provide. So I started filling up my lawns, you know, because that's the bread and butter, and that's where I focus hard. After I felt like I got enough lawns just to kind of start pushing myself and getting that income, you know, back, I started doing mulch and yard cleanups, and that's adding some like extra big jobs. And easiest thing, it was the easiest thing. And like, as much as I dreaded it, and I was like, no, I should be getting the phone calls, I should be getting this, I'm entitled to all of this because of all my hard work from the past couple years of doing it in a different city. Going into a new city is not like that whatsoever. It was a bad mentality, and I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt by it, but like I also realized that it was me. Coming full circle to it, being like, you know, systems actually build businesses, and you can't get ahead of yourself, and you always kind of have to do the grind, or you always have to do the hard legwork, even if your business is doing amazing. Like, people will call you eventually, and you will be recommended as a go-to person eventually. But even when you are, you should still be grinding and still should be going and doing the pavement of like walking to neighborhoods, whatnot. It's great. Like, and it brings my relationship. Like, I would bring my partner, and she, like, we bring our dog. I have a backpack full of like flyers and door hangers, and I'd go I rep my shirt, and I'd go and knock, and she'd still walk with the dog, walk with me every time. And yeah, that's honestly it. I needed to find the motivation that suited me best, and I think I got kerfuffled up and thinking that, oh, I needed to do this school, I need to get this, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get calls, which doesn't make any sense. But I feel like that's a lot of people. I feel like a lot of landscaping and lawn care people have kind of felt the same, and maybe kind of just actually fallen off, and like they get classed as these fly-by-night companies, and like that right there, you kind of put yourself in that position where you lose the motivation. I don't know if this sounded depressing or not. I hope not, but like, I just want to let you know my story right now, because like it's something. It's stressful, you know, because you got bills to pay. Yeah, like, you have things that you've leased, and you're barely getting by. You're just making like the mortgage payments. Like, we're just able to feed ourselves, kind of deal. And that's not what we got into business for, right? We got into business so that like I could pay everything for my family, kind of deal. That's what that's my end goal. And like, last year I was hitting it. I was able to put a huge down payment on a house. I was able to buy a bunch of equipment that like not only helped my service times, but it got me to be able to do different kinds of jobs, and like nice jobs, and it made the quality go up tenfold. You know, my 9-to-5, everyone's 9-to-5 sucks, except for when you get someone that has a really cool job, like my partner, that she loves. So, but like, everyone wants to make their own thing, and like doing it and building your own business, it's just one of those things that it brings you joy and also brings you utter misery. And it's a juggling / balancing act, unless you know and you're very clear at your goal and your motivation. But when your motivation leaves you for a while, like a while bit, then like, yeah, no, it's a little more tougher to get back on track. And like everyone's like, oh, it's so tough, it's so tough. Honestly, it's really not. Like, I've seen a bunch of people do a bunch of like things that I'm like, you know, like, oh, can I do my whole route? Like, established companies are testing out these theories of, can I do a whole route for a whole, like, months? Can I do the full year with working with a handheld blower, trimmer, and an edger attachment, and like a 21-inch or a 30-inch mower? Like, can I run a successful lawn business like that? And like, guess what? They're still in business. They succeeded on that little challenge. And like, it is a thing. You do want bigger mowers for bigger contracts, but that's a different video. Yeah, other than that, stay sweet. I think I'm gonna finish this. Video. Stay sweet, guys. Thanks for coming back. We have had a lot of boom on this channel lately, and it's really cool. So I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys all have great days. I love you all. What else? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends. That's it. That's the video. Hopefully you guys can find motivation in things. Because sometimes it's hard to do. Okay, peace. Ciao. Have you ever made a YouTube video while you're driving? It's probably not the best idea, but whatever.